It's skating action coming your way on the bank track from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco. It's the Chiefs and the Red Devils. It's Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer to call the action. We are in the 5th period of play, the 1st period in the last half, with the score, the Chiefs 32 and the Red Devils 29. We have 6 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in this period. Let's pick up the action on the track as they're getting the pack formed for another play. Jerry, we had a great first half. They started out fantastic here in this last half, so we should have a lot of action.
It seemed in the first half as though they were feeling each other out somewhat. Here they're coming back a lot rougher already to start the second half. And with Bob Woodbury and Ken Monty, Lord only knows what we're in for.
That's Saunders down, put there by Sandy Dunn. Later on, we'll also be giving you dates of a special series coming up in the East between these same two clubs. Let me add for that one series only, the Red Devils will be strengthened with the addition of Joni Weston, Bald Eagle Bob Hine, and Wild Man Nick Scopus. That will be one great series, folks, in the East. People on the Chief Network, stay with us. We'll give you those dates and places. Judy McGuire out there with Rose Duran, number 15 of the Red Devils. Judy McGuire, number 45. The secondary gems are out. Debbie Thompson also out of the play for the Chiefs, and Marcia Gibbs for the Red Devils. Right now it's Rose Duran and Judy McGuire. There they are as they battle around that track. McGuire 45, Rose Duran 15 for the Red Devils. Red Devils in the gray and the red. The Chiefs in the green and the gold. They're coming up on the pack now. Rosetta Saunders back to the block, number 18 for the Red Devils. And Judy right underneath the legs. Judy scores. You gonna try for more? No. 1 point they settled for. Grant tried to follow Judy, but there was no room. That's 1 point for the Chiefs. They lead 33-29 now over the Red Devils.
Walt, the Red Devils obviously missing a very important skater when Ann Calvello tore her knee ligaments, had surgery. She will be out till late October. This is one reason, of course, they are picking up the Joan Weston on this series.
This end of the track, Bob Woodbury holding Saunders back. He wants to keep her in the game, but somebody has to do that to him when he's on the track. There's Woodbury trying to calm Saunders down.
2 Chief skaters out of the lineup in this game, John Early and Carolyn Moreland. They are not injured. They're off doing some advance work for the Chief team coming in, so they will rejoin the Chiefs for the next game.
So the pack is formed, and here we go again to the play. 3:50 go in this period. Jammers trying to work their way out of that pack. Catherine Shaw moving up. Judy McGuire cuts by the inside. She's out of there first. No, she's whipping out. Barbara Baker. Judy had a blocker's helmet on. It's Barbara Baker on the jam, number 48. Now with her to challenge her on the play, number 13, Dolores Roberson. Each team with 1 jammer out of the play. Both clubs at full strength. Roberson goes down. Baker goes down. The back's going to catch up with the jammers on the rail here. Rosetta Saunders is signed down for the moment. Lonnie on the track. The infield coach of the Red Devils giving a round of applause to Dolores Roberson, doing a fine job for a youngster. And the veteran Barbara Baker of the Chiefs. Roberson coming up in the back. There's Sandy Dunn there to block. Number 46 for the Chiefs. Elbow block. Spins Roberson into the rail. Saunders back there now where she can block Roberson. Roberson's jersey looks like it would fit somebody like Joni Weston. So big for her. Look out. Out in a tangle, arms and legs go. The jammer and the blocker. Saunders and Roberson. Time runs out before they can make another effort. So no score in the play. It remains 33 for the Chiefs and 29 for the Red Devils.
If you'd like to put your name on the mailing list and receive special advanced scheduling information on game in your area, send your name, address, city, zip code number of the station on which you watch this program to mailing list. Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. And of course, Walt, with the Chiefs opening their home series late October in the East, actually the last Sunday in October, the fans will want to get on the mailing list so they'll get the schedule ahead of time. There's one short series coming up in August, and we'll tell them about it the next period. And of course, in case you weren't watching last week when we gave you the information, Buddy Atkinson Sr. has come out of retirement and is coaching the Chicago Pioneers team.
Go again. Jammers trying to move out of the pack. Durant moving up on Sandy Dunn. He gets by Sandy Dunn. Barbara Baker about Judy McGuire. Sandy Dunn is also going out to talk to Baker. It's a double whip they're setting up for Judy. Look out, too much speed into the turn and it could be a disaster. hard went Duran, who threw that block from under the rail. Oh, she's okay. She's coming back on the track. Boy, she went out of there fast and hard on her back. So Judy McGuire, who recovered in time to get by Rose Duran's block. The only jammer now is Judy McGuire of the Chiefs. She's the only girl in scoring position. For every member of the Red Devils she passes now, she'll get credit for a point. Rose Duran, a jammer, is the first obstacle, but Duran, remember, is back in the pack. She's no longer out on that jam. She's blocking now on Judy McGuire. Judy McGuire trying it again as they come into the stretch. She gets by Duran. She gets by Saunders. She has two. Saunders over the rail. A whip from Sandy Dunn. She has two, but time runs out. She settles for the two. 2 big points of great skating by the flashing blonde Judy McGuire. And the Chiefs now lead 35-29 over the Red Devils. There's Saunders giving a knee to Sandy Dunn after decking. Another Chief, I think, was McGuire. And then nobody was looking at those penalty calls in the morning. Warnings don't cost you a thing. 35-29 is the score. 15 seconds to go here in the first period and the last half. Fifth period in the game.
That's something officials have to go on sometimes, Walt. They have to decide whether to call penalties or to warn skaters and try and keep it going. They're afraid of taking the action completely away from the skaters.
So the score here at the end of the fifth period of play is the Chiefs 35 and the Red Devils 29. Moving now into the sixth period of play. This is Walt Harrison, Jerry Seltzer calling the action from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco. Joe Perez is flying out of there for the Chiefs in the jam. Also on the track for the Chiefs is Bill Grohl, 49, Larry Lee, 44, Sam Tiapola, 42. That was about the other man. Another man is 48. That man is Lloyd Turpin. Out in the jam, number 11 for the Red Devils, Ted Tauscher. They also have on the track Charlie Gibson, 17. Joe just after 15, Bob Woodbury, 18. They're minus a man. Saunders drew a penalty at the end of that last period, which he decked Sandy Dunn and Judy McGuire a second time. Tauscher with a block on Perez. Bill Grohl, 49, with a block on Tauscher. Bob Woodbury blocking out Joe Perez. Chiefs are minus John Early in this game. Perez moving again on Woodbury. There's Woodbury, the knee and an elbow block. Hits you up with a knee and drives you down with an elbow. Bill Grohl with a block on Tauscher. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and no score on the first jam here in the sixth period of play. Here are the dates coming up for that big series in the East between these two clubs. Remember, the Red Devils will be strengthened for that series only, by Joni Weston, Bob Hine, and Nick Skopas. Be August the 5th on Sunday at Comac, New York, in the Long Island Arena at 7 p.m. August 6th on Monday at Binghamton, New York, Rome County Memorial Arena at 8 p.m. August 8th on Wednesday, Syracuse, New York, the Onondaga County War Memorial at 8 p.m. August 9th on Thursday, Glen Falls, New York, Senior High School Gym at 8 p.m. August 11th on Saturday, New York City at the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden at 8 p.m. Remember, it's limited seating, but a very intimate arena. A great place to watch sporting events, and you'll love it for the skating action you'll see there. That's August 11th, Saturday, New York, Felt Forum, Madison Square Garden at 8 p.m. Bob Woodbury winning that battle, and he's out and moving. Bill Grohl is down and hurt at the other end of the track. He's been replaced on the track. He's off the track. They're letting the jam continue. Woodbury blasted Bill Grohl to the track. We cannot see through the chief bench to see how he is. The trainer is working with him. Bob Woodbury trying to score. Big bad Bob. Larry Lee. Boy, he just fights his way through there for 4 points. 4 points. Bob Woodbury just sort of manhandles people as he goes through. Nothing expert about it, just a manhandling job. Bill Grohl has still not gotten up. In addition to that August 11th date in New York City at Madison Square Garden Felt Forum, August 12th on Sunday, Troy, New York at the IPI Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. August 13th and Monday, Kingston, New York at the Dietz Memorial Stadium at 8 p.m. The rain date for that August 13th game will be August 14th. August 15th and Wednesday, Jersey City, New Jersey, Roosevelt Stadium at 8 p.m. for a tremendous game. The rain date there will be August 16th. August 17th on Friday, Springfield, Massachusetts at the Civic Center at 8 p.m. August 18th on Saturday, Uniondale, New York, Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum at 8 p.m. If you missed the dates, places, I'll give it to you later on during this telecast. Bill Grohl is on his feet now, favoring the small of his back. Picking Charlie Gibson out, working on Larry Lee. Pounding away on him. Boy, he's a young Bob Woodbury. Charlie Gibson. There goes Larry Lee. Larry Lee is dumped again by Stafford as he gets up. That's happens to you. You get dumped in the jam and the back catches up to you. You're just getting to your feet again and boom, they lower the boom on you again and down you go. Sam Tiapola wearing the pivot helmet back there to block on Charlie Gibson. Bob Woodbury back there to give Gibson's help. There are two big men out there. You see they tower over Tiapola. Coming up in the jam, Joe Perez. Gibson will have to worry about him. He does. He dumps him. Gibson has 1 point. He passed Tiapola. He's got 2 more, or 1 more. I couldn't see that other point. The score goes to 35-35 here. It's Red Devil men's club. Make no mistake about that. They're loaded with power.
You know, you look at their raw strength out there, and you see, whoa, Bob Woodbury just completely demolished Joe Perez, throwing him in the penalty box. You see Woodbury go through the pack. You see Jake Harris. You see Gibson. Awfully strong team.
Now he's on Larry Lee. Bill Grohl's trying to get at him. Bill Grohl chasing Woodbury. Hard to catch him at him. If you're going slow, he grabs Mike Gammon to choke him. The referee's holding Bill Grohl back, and Woodbury taking the place apart. Bill Grohl still trying to get at him. Woodbury staying out of his way. Woodbury standing amongst his own players, sort of challenging Bill Grohl, who's hit from behind by Bobby Seaver and leveled. This is that kind of a Red Devil club. Bob Woodbury, Wild Man Seaver, Bill Grohl on his face again. As Woodbury was egging him on, Seaver came up behind and gave him both hands to the back of the neck. A wild skating Red Devil club. We've tied up the score here at 35-35. You know, Larry Lee has always impressed me as one of the finest looking young skaters in the league, and yet this Charlie Gibson is really giving him a bad time in this game.
Well, I think Gibson has one thing that Larry Lee doesn't have. Larry Lee is very tall and has got such great balance, but he is not heavy. And Gibson seems to have quite a bit of weight on him.
So here we go. Woodbury in the penalty box. Red Devils have 4 skaters out there. Perez is going to be out of there first. He's ripped out by Sam Tiapola. Bill Grohl's been out of action for several minutes for a bad block by Woodbury at the other end. He just gets in shape in the back and gets blasted again. The lone jammer's the chief. The Red Devils only have 4 out there. Woodbury in the penalty box. The Chiefs have 5. They've the only jammer out, Joe Perez. Joe Stafford back to the block, and he's waving for Perez to come up, challenging him, daring him to come up. Well, he'll come up. You can count on that. 35-35 the score. 6th period of play. 5:25 to go. Leg in there by Stafford. Knee block by Stafford. Knee block again by Stafford. Elbow block by Stafford. Perez is down, spins out his skates again. Stafford hits him again. Really slams him hard. Chiefs can't get a blocker back there to help out Perez. Woodbury back on the track out of the penalty box. Time to do the damage. There he is. That was Stafford that time. That's quite a helmet that Woodbury is wearing. Looks like a white derby or a white bowler he's wearing. He got out of the penalty box in time to do some damage there. 35-35 the score remains. Chiefs men's team is taking a physical beating in this period.
If you would like to have a game scheduled in your area, and you have a gym at a high school or college, an arena that seats more than 2,500 people, write to Bookings, Post Office Box 1827, Oakland, California, 94604. We'll try and skate a game in your city next season. And I mean by that this fall, this November, December, January, February, March, or April. Let us book a game in your city.
Here we go with another jam. And Bob Woodbury working on Bill Grohl again with Bobby Seaver. As soon as he gets back into action, they go to work on him. They're blasting him. Here comes Gibson on the jam. Mike Gammon cut it off. Let's see what they say. 1 point Red Devils. Gammon was not the leader at the time, so Bill Grohl is down again. Bobby Seaver and Bob Woodbury went to work on him as soon as he got back on the track. 36-35, 1 point by the Red Devils, they move out in front now. Bill Grohl is going to need that rest period, I can think for sure.
You know, the way he is so groggy out there, Walt, you almost think they're close. They're within 1 point of the Red Devils. Perhaps he should just go to the bench and take the break now and not risk possible injury.
Well, the kind of heart he's got, he won't go in there unless they carry him in. Which they've had to do twice in this period. Practically. Here we go again. Watch the head of the pack. Woodbury and Grohl. Woodbury sends Grohl up near the rail, but he got away from it. At the rear of the pack now. Woodbury going after Bill Grohl with a shoulder block. Bill Grohl back on the inside. He's got blocking position on Woodbury now. We have jammers out there. They are. At the rear of the pack, Bill Grohl and Woodbury. At the rear of the pack, they're going to have it out back there. At the rear of the pack, there are the jammers. Woodbury back to the block now. First man up is his man, Jake Harris, 14. Bill Grohl blocking on Jake Harris, 14. Bill Grohl, 49. Alfonso Reyes up there scoring position, 16. Mike Gammon over the rail goes Jake Harris. Back on the track he comes. Alfonso Reyes blocked out. Larry Lee. Now Larry Lee and Mike Gammon are moving on a jam. Moving on JoJo Stafford. They're controlling things right now. The Chiefs. There they go. They take him out of there. Point apiece. That is 2 points for the Chiefs. Mike Gammon and Larry Lee combined to do the job on Stafford. They lead now. The Chiefs in front by one, 37-36 with a minute 55 to go here in the sixth period of play.
This Chief team is amazing for its balance. You look down the lineup, nobody is terribly big. Nobody really seems to stand out, you say, as you go along. But suddenly, they're back in the game. They're always in there. You can count on Perez for points. You can count on Larry Lee for points. Sam Tiapula if necessary. And certainly Mike Gammon. And John Early, who's out of the lineup, is very missed in this game, too.
So here we go again. Pack is formed. Both clubs at full strength. Minute 20 to go in this period. Could be the last jam in the period. And Charlie Gibson's out of there again. Mike Gammon in pursuit. Perez is also out, blocking on Tauscher. But Perez hits the block and he goes down as Tauscher evaded him. Mike Gammon blocking on Tauscher. Now hips him into the rail. Now Mike Gammon will take off after Charlie Gibson. See what kind of a match we got here. Gibson with the height and the weight with Mike Gammon. An all-time great. They've got the pack. Bill Grohl there blocking on Gibson. Puts him on the rail. Gammon hits him. He hooks the rail and goes down. Wrapped around him with the leg. Gammon. Bill Grohl both knees the block of Woodbury. Hammers him with an elbow. Mike Gammon for the point. Bill Grohl leading the charge. Mike Gammon right behind him. Bill, there he goes. Mike Gammon on the inside. 4 big points for Mike. Helped by Bill Grohl. And the Chiefs in front, 41-36. And Woodbury giving it to Bill Grohl at the other end of the track. Working Bill Grohl right hand right on the chin after a couple of knees in there. There's Woodbury. Bill Grohl is down again. 10 seconds to go in this period. He'll need the rest to get ready for that 8th period. Ken Money talking to Bob Woodbury there, probably telling him well done. And that's the end of the 6th period of play with the score. The Chiefs 41 and the Red Devils 36. Action continues on the bank track here at Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco. Action coming your way on the Chief Network. This is Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer calling the action. We're moving now into the 7th period of play. The score, the Chiefs 41, Red Devils 36. We have 4 jammers out of moving. At the rear of the pack, Saunders getting it from 3 Chiefs. There's 1 point, there's 2, and she cuts it off. The Chiefs in the lead of the jam went by Saunders, blasted the track by Judy McGuire now. Fisher's looking the other way, works both ways. And Sandy Dunn into Duran with both knees. This time she was caught though by Bill Morrissey. Yeah, if they take out Saunders Duran, they'll take the heart right out of this Chief girls field.
I know.
43-37 now the score.
I know at the end of this telecast, Walt, you're going to be talking to Sandy Dunn and Bill Grohl and get their impression of this Red Devil team. It occurs to me this is the first time the Red Devil team has been seen on the Chief Network. First game all season.
And for that special summer series they got coming up, Joni Weston will join them for that 1 series. Also, the Bald Eagle Bob Hine and the Wildman Nick Scopa. So that will be a tremendous series in the East in August. I'll give you the dates. Maybe start giving them to you right after this next jam. Remember, Remember the dates, remember the places. See this special summer series. Here we go. Judy McGuire is out. Rose Duran in pursuit. Duran blocking on Judy McGuire. Down goes Judy and away goes Rose Duran. Red Devil team badly misses Ann Cavello, who has just had the cast taken off her leg the other day. Jody West will skate that special summer series for him against the Chiefs in the East. Watch Rose Duran. Judy McGuire blocking. Rose Duran's the only girl in scoring position. For every Chief she passes, you get credit for a point. Down. Judy put there by Saunders. 1 point. Another block in there. Duran has 4 points. 4 points. Thought she's going to get 5, but Green Gallagher had moved away from the pack for the Chiefs, so there's only 4 left in the pack. 4 points for the Red Devils. They have 41 and the Chiefs have 43. We got a pretty high-scoring game going here. Those dates coming up in the East to remember. August the 5th, that's on a Sunday at Comac, New York, Long Island Arena at 7 p.m. August the 6th on Monday, Binghamton, New York at the Brome County Memorial Arena at 8 p.m. August the 8th on Wednesday, Syracuse, New York, the Onondaga County War Memorial at 8 p.m. August the 9th and Thursday, Glens Falls, New York, Senior High School Gym at 8 p.m. August 11th on Saturday, New York City at the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden at 8 p.m. Intimate Arena, great place to see the action. August the 12th and Sunday, Troy, New York, RPI Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. The rest of the dates later. On the jam, Catherine Shaw, number 16, out there and moving. Barbara Baker, number 48. Secondary jam, Claudia Hoppy, 29 for the Chiefs. Doris Roberson, 13 for the Red Devils. Baker still in front. There they are as they battle around the stretch. Shaw trying to get back in there and gets Baker off balance and puts it down. So Catherine Shaw moves away, number 16. Here for the Red Devils, so they have the only threat going right now. They trail by 2, 8:30 to go here in the 7th period of play. Sandy Dunn back there to block, the great Sandy Dunn. Hammers a block into Shaw. Another block. And again, Shaw on the rail, loses a lot of ground. She's got to catch the pack again now. Time running short. 3, 2. Baker goes back with the block on. Time runs out. No point scored on that jam. It remains 43-41. The Chiefs lead the Red Devils. The rest of those dates. August 13th on Monday, Kingston, New York at Dietz Memorial Stadium at 8 p.m. The rain date will be August 14th. Wednesday, August 15th at Jersey City, New Jersey at Roosevelt Stadium at 8 p.m. The rain date there will be August 16th. August 17th on Friday at Springfield, Massachusetts at the Civic Center at 8 p.m. And August 18th on Saturday, Uniondale, New York, Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum at 8 p.m. The only chance to see skating action this summer. The regular season will not open until the latter part of October. That'll be a great series. The Red Devils, the team you're looking at now against your Chiefs, with the addition of Joni Weston, Bob Hine, and Nick Skopas for that series. That'll be a wild one. Duran again out on the jam. Last time she's out, she picked up 4 points. She's got company. Judy McGuire is out with her. Duran. Judy to the inside. Duran gets away from her. Judy to the block and Duran into the rail. Judy McGuire all by herself now, moving here for the Chiefs. Chiefs lead by 2. They'd like to increase that margin. They might need it. This Red Devils men's club is mighty powerful. Judy. Rose Duran back there to block. 25 seconds of jamming time left. Plenty of time for Judy. Watch this Judy. She can make a lot of good moves out there. Look out. Now it's speed. Now it's speed. Judy has it. She has the point, too. Saunders blocked by Sandy Dunn. Another point for Judy, who then cuts it off. McGuire sort of suckered Duran into that because he got her slowed down and then a burst of speed, and Duran couldn't get the speed up that fast. 2 points for McGuire and the Chiefs, and Judy gets it there from Duran. 45-41 is now the score. 6:10 to go, and I think Duran will draw a penalty.
You know, you look at this Red Devil team, it's a young team that has not even skated the full season. They almost defeated the Bombers in the series. They, in the Founders Cup tournament, they lost in the first round to the Chiefs, but in the, for the third place game, they played the Pioneers, and they beat them by, Walt, 9 points. And that Pioneer team is a good team.
Pioneers are loaded with talent. Especially now, too, that they have Buddy Atkinson Sr. as a new infield coach in that Pioneer Club.
Well, I think they're going to be the team to watch this season. It's going to be a great season coming up, and this summer preview that you've been telling the fans about is something really to see. And most of those buildings are air-conditioned, or if they're outside, it's a great way to watch it.
Doris Roberson out with 13 with her. Number 49, Claudia Hodley. Barbara Baker out 48. Also out, Catherine Shaw for the Red Devils. Claudia Hodley has the lead. Little Dolores Roberson moving on her. In the penalty box is Durant for the Red Devils. They're down to 4 skaters on display. Hodley hammering away at Roberson. Roberson stays under skates, though. Getting that oversized jersey. And coming up on it, in trouble to reel them back. Red Devils get a point. Debbie Thompson, I believe, has been roughhoused there by Rosetta Saunders. And it's a point for the Red Devils. Roberson got by and cut off the jam before she went down. 45-42 now the score. The Chiefs still lead. Trainer there checking with Debbie Thompson.
As we've mentioned frequently, the letters we get the most say, how do you get into this game? How do you learn to be a skater? Maybe after this next jam, we'll give you the information on how you can get in the training center. Debbie Thompson, beautiful girl. The whole Chief team is a very pretty team, Walt. Carolyn Moreland, who, as we mentioned, is out of this game, but will be back for the next one. Judy McGuire, Barbara Baker, Sandy Dunn. Kind of answers the question, what kind of girls get into roller derby?
Here we go. Durant whips out Rosetta Saunders. Durant started the jam and whipped out Saunders. Put the skaters to go out after a jammer starts to play, and another one has. That is Sandy Dunn moving on Saunders. Leg back there by Saunders. The elbow. Oh, wicked elbow smash by Rosetta Saunders. She's all alone in the jam now. Sandy Dunn is back in the pack. She goes to the rear of the pack immediately. She wants to even the score with Saunders. Saunders in scoring position with the Red Devils, who trail by 3. Sandy Dunn, hard blocks. Another, she really puts it into that elbow block. Another one in there by Sandy Dunn. Another one. Another one hammered in there by Sandy Dunn on Saunders. 15 seconds left of jamming time. Sandy Dunn, both hands to the back of the head. It's almost judo work. He leaves Saunders on the rail. Saunders slow, coming off the rail. She goes by. Oh, Sandy Dunn got faked out. Saunders had enough left. It looked like she was wobbly, but she had enough left. And she faked out Sandy Dunn, and she picked up 5 points for the Red Devils. And they lead 47-45.
There are 2 league training centers in the United States. The Pioneer Training Center is open every night and Saturdays and Sundays at the Chicago Amphitheater. Lou Donovan, trainer, beginning, intermediate, advanced classes. For information, call area code 312 in this number. The Bomber Training Center, 631 Buena Vista Avenue in Alameda, California. Operated by Buddy Atkinson Sr. Classes nightly, Saturday and Sunday. Minor league teams now operating. For information, call area code 415 and this number. These are the only 2 training centers in the United States affiliated with our league. So if you want to get in, skate for the Chiefs, any other fine team, be sure and join a roller derby training center.
Judy McGuire out on the jam and with her Rosetta Saunders. Coming out is Sandy Dunn. Wire put down by Saunders. Here is Sandy Dunn, the challenge. And she puts Saunders down. And Sandy Dunn signals ahead. I don't know what she wants. She is slowed down, not trying to pour it on. She's trying to set up a play. She's got to catch the back to make it work. Sandy Dunn definitely signaling ahead to what she wanted them to do. They've formed the ball across the track now. Let's see what Sandy Dunn has planned here. Saunders back there to block. Set of Saunders. Here comes Sandy Dunn. A block by Saunders. Shaw breaks away from the pack for the Red Devils. There it is. 2 points. No, 4. 4 points for Sandy Dunn. Judy McGuire with the first block that paved the way for Sandy Dunn to move through there. They go back in front, 49-47. Jerry, you talked about the good-looking gals in this Chief Club, and you're right. You know, this is the most talked about spectator sport in America today. There's no question about the fan interest that it has. You can hardly watch a TV show on any network now that they don't talk about roller derby. The other night in The Odd Couple, they did a whole segment of roller derby. They introduced some gals playing the part of skaters. They had them gum-chewing, tough type, you know, and that's a stereotyped image that sure doesn't fit these gals.
Well, I know in the October issue of two magazines that are published by the same publisher, We and Playboy, there's going to be articles on roller derby. I don't know if we can mention that. Is this a family station?
Here we go. Judy McGuire on the jam, but 2 seconds, 1, and that is it. That is the end of the 7th period of play with the score. The Chiefs 49 and the Red Devils 47. Moving now into the 8th and final period of play with the men on the track. This is action coming your way from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer calling the action. 49 for the Chiefs, 47 for the Red Devils, and here we go. Getting out first, Joe Perez, 43 for the Chiefs on the jam. He's being pursued by number 11, Ted Tauscher, for the Red Devils. Both clubs at full strength. Perez, hard blocking to Tauscher. Tauscher stays with him, though. Perez gets away from Tauscher. Another block on him. Perez doing some great skating, but he can't eliminate Tauscher. They've caught the pack. Bill Grohl there to block now for the Chiefs. Joe Perez being blocked out by Joe Stafford. Joe Stafford, number 15. Bill Grohl blocking. Leg blocking there by Stafford. Hip block in there by Stafford. Another shoulder block. Amazing that Perez is staying up. Stafford's been giving him some good shots. There's a jump block. Got him on his shoulders. That put him down. Tauscher now still being blocked out by Bill Grohl. A jump block in there by Stafford and Bill Grohl. But Bill Grohl got away from it. Here comes Joe Perez again. 3 seconds. 2, 1. And that's it. No score on that jam. The Jammers gave it their all, but it wasn't enough that time. Score remains 49-47. The Chiefs in front. Last period of play. Remember, at the end of this game, we'll be having an interview that you'll want to hear. Bill Grohl and Sandy Dunn.
Well, we've certainly seen a team that has to be as physical as any in the league. And, you know, if it reflects on two skaters, it reflects on Ken Monty. His style of skating always was rough, aggressive, and hard. In the infield, Gibson being worked on. And it also reflects on Bob Woodbury. And it seemed like all the men on this team skate like Bob Woodbury.
Sam Teofula's out, number 42. Now Alfonso Reyes in pursuit, and Alfonso Reyes is no exception. He takes Teofula out of there. Now it's Mike Gammon in pursuit of Alfonso Reyes. Quite a ways back, but the way Mike Gammon can fly, he's bound to be a factor before this jam ends. In the rail, Bill Grohl put there by Bob Woodbury. He's passed by Alfonso Reyes for 1 point. Seaver blocking on another man. They're 3 points in it. They're racking them up. 4 points. Oh, boy. Seaver blocking along with Bob Woodbury, and they did the damage that time. Lloyd Turpin was blocked out in there also. 51-49. The Red Devils out in front. This is a rugged Red Devil team. They're going to be strengthened for that series in the East against the Chiefs. Remember, that'll start August 5th, the game in Comac. August 6th, Monday, Binghamton. Wednesday, August 8th, Syracuse. Thursday, August 9th, Glen Falls, New York. Saturday, August 11th, New York City, Felt Forum. Sunday, August 12th, Troy, New York. Monday, August 13th, Kingston, New York, Deet Stadium. August 15th and Wednesday, Jersey City. August 17th and Friday, Springfield, Massachusetts. Saturday, August 18th, Uniondale, New York. Charlie Gibson out of the jam. Larry Lee chasing him. Larry Lee and Charlie Gibson. Gibson hammers down on top of Lee. This was warning Gibson about his type of blocking. He's telling the referee, I'm doing everything legal. And Larry Lee hammers one in there, and he hammers another one in there. Sets him on the rail. Oh! Did you ever see a man do that on a parallel bar?
I think he could have won for the Russian team in the Olympics with that move.
Boy, oh boy. Larry Lee being blocked out by Bob Woodbury now, number 18. He needs a little help back there. Bill Grohl trying to get back there, but he can't get by Charlie Gibson. Woodbury blocking on Larry Lee. Gary Gibson's back there now, and he levels lead. I don't know. Gibson's going back again with both knees into Larry Lee. That'll be a penalty, and I don't know if a point is allowed or not, depending whether there's any time left in that jam. Gibson will go to the penalty box. And no point has gone up on the scoreboard, so it's just a 1-minute penalty on Charlie Gibson. No, they awarded a point too. There's still a second left to go in the jam. It's an illegal block on a jammer. The score now, the Chiefs 50 and the Red Devils 51. 7:15 to go in the game.
We want to state the obvious fact, but perhaps some fans don't know it who haven't watched roller derby before, that there can be no ties in roller derby. If the score ends in a tie, there will be a 5-minute sudden death overtime skated by the women. And if there's still a tie, then by the men. But
Jojo Stafford, a jammer, is going to whip out Woodbury, but Woodbury wasn't close enough to him, so he has to move away. He reached back, but Woodbury wasn't there. Sam Tiapolo after Jojo Stafford now. Sam Tiapolo coming alongside of the block on Stafford. Stafford lets him go by. Block in there. Tiapolo on the inside. Here's a block on Stafford. Got him going this time. He's got him going. Stafford recovers and gets away, but throws a block to Tiapolo. Evaded. And Tiapolo leaves. Stafford on the deck. Bill Grohl to lead the charge back there. Bob Woodbury, 18, to do the blocking here for the Red Devils. Penalty time is up on Seaver. He comes on the track. Whereas on Gibson, Seaver came on to replace him. Woodbury headlocking Tiapolo. Tiapolo working on Stafford. Tiapolo has 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 points. There's Mr. Woodbury hung out to dry. 2 points it was for Sam Tiapolo and the Chiefs. They lead 52-51 now in the Seesaw battle.
great camera shots there by our crew. Walt, maybe we can tell the people who's working here today.
I'll check.
Okay.
Just check with them. Our director is George Lum. Cameraman Tim Kerrigan, Don Jackson. The other man's so high up in the balcony here, I can't even see who is up there.
I think it's Ernie because he showed me his pass.
Ernie Fields. Our floor director is Stan Potter. Also in our technical crew, we have Bill Brooks, Larry Landis, Ed Antu, Maury Mervis. They do a fine job here in San Francisco.
We mustn't forget our executive producer today is Ken Cumberland.
Here we go. Whipped out of the pack is Joe Perez. And Ronnie Gibson whipping out Bob Woodbury. 1 point separating these two clubs. 4:50 to go in the game. Chasing Woodbury is Bill Grohl now. Here we go. Woodbury, long strides, gaining ground on Perez. Hammers him. Bill Grohl pouring on his speed. He's caught Woodbury. There he is, Woodbury. There he goes, Woodbury. Bill Grohl moving on the pack now. And the first man back there is Jojo Stafford, 15. Sam Tiapolo drops back to block for Bill Grohl. Also coming up on the jam is Joe Perez with the double-barrel threat here by the Chiefs. They have two jammers and they have a blocker. They're in good shape. Bob Woodbury back there to block. Both these men can score. They're jammers. They're both in scoring position. The pivot skater Bill Grohl has the rights of a jammer because the jammer started the play. There's Mike Gammon taking out Woodbury. 2 points in there. Mike Gammon up in the air into Woodbury. Put him down. A point apiece. And it's 54-51. The Chiefs lead the Red Devils now. 3:48 to go in the game.
If you'd like to understand the game better and get a free copy of the rules, put your name, address, city, zip code number, and the station on which you watch the game on a postcard and mail it to Rules, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California, 94604, and either Walt or I will deliver it to your house. Or the postman.
Hope I get mileage.
There's a young fan, kind of hanging by the rafters here.
Here we go again. The Red Devils get 2 men out. Alfonso Reyes and Jake Harris. And Sam Tiapolo in pursuit. The only man that got bottled up is Bill Grohl, and there's 2 points. Seaver, Stafford, and Woodbury bottled up. Bill Grohl. They're not satisfied with that. Seaver back there with an elbow. They're pounding away on Bill Grohl. They trail by 1, but I think they're going to lose a couple of men for this next jam. It could be costly to the Red Devils this late in the game. 54-53, the Chiefs lead by 1. Let's see who goes to the penalty box for the Red Devils. Joe Stafford, I think, is the only one. Lucky it could have been another one, too. Could have been 2 men in that penalty box for the Red Devils.
Bill Grohl, the chief coach, is pretty groggy out there, but perhaps this is one of the benefits of an unplaying coach. Someone should argue a little more strenuously for another penalty there, because it sure looked like he was being fouled by at least 2 men.
Here we go again. Red Devils get the first man out, Charlie Gibson, even though they're down to 4 men, and the Chiefs have 5. They also get Bobby Seaver out. Larry Lee in pursuit. Bobby Seaver will worry about Larry Lee. Woodbury after Bill Grohl at the rear of the pack, and he's pounding away on him. Here comes Gibson. He goes by for 1. Seaver gets 1. The jam is cut off. 2 more points. Bill Grohl left on the rail by Bob Woodbury. 55-54, the score. The Red Devils in front with a minute 48 to go in the game. Seaver skated a smart jam that time. He kept his eye on Larry Lee. Larry Lee'd make a bid. He'd have dropped back the block. As long as he could stay ahead of Larry Lee, he could also pick up that point, and he did. First point was picked up by Charlie Gibson. Now the Red Devils could be back in full strength for this next jam, and they are. They scored 2 points with 4 men. That hurts. 55-54. 1:20 to go in the game. Mike Gammon fighting on the inside, but Gibson Rays is out of there first for the Red Devils. He could almost skate out the time of the clock and assure a victory here for the Red Devils. They lead by 1. There are 2 Red Devils out now. They skated smart. They've got a game. Alfonso Reyes and Jake Harris. Bill Grohl in trouble. Taking down 2 more Red Devil points. They cut it off. 52 seconds left now. 57-54 is the score. There's time enough for another jam. If they get underway, goes the full time. Bill Grohl is hurting, though. He might not be there for the next jam. In fact, working on him could prevent them from getting another jam underway.
We want to remind everyone that if he's all right, Walt Harris will be talking to Bill Grohl and Sandy Dunn immediately at the end of this game.
They're helping him off the track. They need a new pivot skater out there. 25 seconds. Sam Tiapola puts it on. The Chiefs have to get a man out of there first. They only have 4 men in the track. They're entitled to another man. He rejoins the pack now. 15 seconds. They've got to get the first man out. Larry Lee is going to get out of there. If he gets ahead of Gibson, he does. The jam is underway. If Gibson gets the lead, he cuts off the jam, and it's a Red Devil win. He's going to get the lead. He's working on Larry Lee. He's got him going. That's it. Oh. He also picked up a point.
Oh, Mike Gammon. Look at Mike Gammon down there at the other end.
And Woodbury. Tiapola in there now. Throws Woodbury to the infield. I think Bill Grohl, or somebody was thrown over the rail by Woodbury at the other end. And this wild Red Devil team was not satisfied with the win. They wanted to do damage before they got out of here, and they did.
This has to be an upset, Walt.
It is, and a wild victory here for the Red Devils. The final score, don't forget an interview coming up. The final score, the Chiefs 54 and the Red Devils 58. I have with me Bill Grohl and Sandy Dunn. They just lost a tough one to the Chiefs, and I guess as Jerry Seltzer said, it has to be considered an upset. Did you take this team lightly, Bill?
No, not really. I think they got the jump on us. You could see in the game itself, they're rough. They're a lot rougher than a lot of teams that we've skated against. And really, well, we were short tonight. We had a couple of guys that are hurt that are out, and it puts a lot of pressure on the guys. You got to skate full, complete like that. But I'm not using that as an alibi. They skated a hard, rough game, and we just got caught flat-footed. Yeah.
Actually, this is the kind of a game that you can't win them all, isn't it, Sandy? I mean, there can be nights when skaters go flat, because I know I've called a lot of games, and sometimes I'll call a game when the game's over and say, hey, it was so-and-so in the game, because she or he did nothing at the time. Yet the next game, like a house of fire. It's just impossible, isn't it, to skate a great game every night?
Well, you can't really. I mean, you go stale, like you say, like myself and Judy tonight. We missed each other so many times. Plays that we've done, quite a few times. It just seems like we just weren't in the right place at the right time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's from us being off for a while or what. But
as the world champions, you're still the best until you lose the title, right?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Anyway, I mean, the next time we come up against them, I certainly hope, we win the next time. And I'm upset about it. Like I say, myself and Judy usually were right there with each other tonight. We couldn't seem to find the right spot. I don't know if it was because Carolyn was out with an injury, And, you know, it was hard for Barbara to fill her spot. Barbara had to take care of her spots, but plus Carolyn's, too.
Now, Bill, Sandy said the next time you come up against him, well, you have a special summer series coming up in the East, starting August the 5th, where you have a series of games against this Red Devil club. And now, I looked at their men's field tonight, and I really don't see any weak spots in it. It looks like a powerhouse. And yet, for this special summer series, they've received permission to sign for this series both Bob Hine and Nick Scopus to help them out. And I don't see where this Red Devil men's team needs any help.
Well, I tell you, you see, they're fortunate enough, these skaters that they're picking up, you know, have skated out their contracts and what have you, and they're freelance skaters, so they got a chance, you know, to slap them a few bucks and say, hey, you know, and they want to skate. So really all they're trying to do is show a big impression, the Red Devils. But Hine, Scopus, really, I tell you, we get down to it, the guys' field and the girls. We get down to skating. We got caught on a bad night. Like, you know, like you said a little while ago, you can't win every night, and I'm hurting. I got injuries. Sandy's got injuries, but we don't use that for alibis. We go out and we skate hard. We got caught, but this is going to be a tough series now with Hine, Scopus, and you got Woodbury and JoJo Stafford. It's going to be tough. And I understand the girls, they're picking up a couple of girls, and they're going to have their work cut out, too.
Right. The Pioneers happen to be off for a while, so Joni Weston has received permission to skate for Ken Monty in this series. Now, she's going to add a lot of size to that team, Sandy.
Tell me, between her and Rosetta Saunders, forget it. Their size and their weight alone. Because Rosetta looks thin, but she's tall, and plus she has the weight.
You actually have a small girls team.
I have the smallest girls' field, yes. Well, I'm not that fast. I just throw everything I have into them and pray.
Bill is right, though. They are the best, aren't they?
Well, I think my girls are the best, yeah. It comes right down to it. I mean, they skate, all of them skate hard. And I think that's why we win so many games.
Well, I guess when you go back east, go home for the special summer series against the Red Devils starting August 5th, the people are actually going to be looking at you and saying, hey, what are we going to do in the year 73, 74? I mean, because late October, you'll start your home season going after another title. So I guess you got to be at your best to show them you're going to be strong again this year.
Well, I certainly hope so, that we can keep the championship crown in the East, in New York, because the fans have been great to us.
The men going to be ready to repeat, Bill?
Well, I'll tell you what, we keep everybody healthy. This is the big thing when you get down to big games, playoff series, what have you, to get away from as many injuries as you possibly can. And as long as we're healthy and everybody knows, well, we're number one, and we'll give everybody the go for it, and we're fast. That's
good.
It.
Thank you, Bill, and good luck to you. Sandy, the best to you. Bill Gross, Sandy Dunn, a big summer series coming up back in the East against this Red Devil club. They were upset here tonight by the Red Devils, 58-54. This Walt Harris speaking from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco.